do a little hangout chat. What's up? I don't know if anyone will tap in, but we'll do this anyway. BD here at the shop. Saturday. It's really hot outside. I think we're up in about to hit 90. Pretty clear skies though. As far as cloud coverage, skies are murky though. Not too clean, but visible. So we'll be doing some sky watching. I did a little bit right now. Didn't see too much, but anyway, there's a few things I wanted to touch on today. I actually wanted to talk about it yesterday, but just didn't work out. uh, but it gave me time to think about things. But here we go. Let's see. Recently, there was a missing 411 case that David Politis touched on, and it was out of California. And I think he might have said Southern California, but the gentleman was from Southern California. He was from Santa Ana, I believe. That's Orange County, which is not too far from where I am right now. Um, and there's been several cases this year of people from Southern California that have gone missing. Some have been on the, I think, have made the 411 criteria, and some uh, are questionable. And I talked about even a lady, dog man, what's up, man? A lady from my brother's town, which is a few cities over. We are just at the park the other day, and she was from that city. She was up in the, I believe it was in the San Gabriel Mountains, and she went missing, and they never found her. I guess they searched for her for a while, and that was it. And so it makes you wonder what happens to these people, right? Like, yeah, I get that you could fall off or fall into an area where it's hard to get to, but you would think eventually something would pop up, and it does. People do, like Julian Sands, the actor, also went missing. He was from North Hollywood here, and he went missing and was recently found in Mount Baldy, but they just haven't released any details, you know, and yeah, I think someone on YouTube went to the spot and actually did a video from there. And I'd like to definitely. I've always been into going into areas where things happen, if possible, and and I've done that. I've been to a lot of locations where people have gone missing, and I try to do that when I go, exploring or checking out a place, or even going just to not do those things. I like to learn about the areas where I'm at. What up, brother Wolf? I like to learn about the areas where I'm at to see what kind of strange stuff has happened. I don't know. That's just me. And missing people is one of those things, and it doesn't have to fall into the 411 criteria as well. It could just be like random stuff. Uh, I remember growing up and seeing like the milk cartons. Remember the milk cartons and the missing people? That would always trip me out. And also, we used to get in the mail. Hello, Cynthia. What up, Digger? Digger dog in the house. Remember, we used to get here in California. We used to get in the mail. Um, it was like these things. I don't know who would send them, but on the back, a lot of times it would have like the missing people on there, and sometimes it would have like age progression, composite type thing, like what they would look like when they would get older and stuff like that. And it always tripped me out. And then nowadays you're hearing, which is something that's probably been going on forever, I'm sure, but you're hearing more about the trafficking of people and stuff like that, and which is really scary, of all ages and all over the world, right? Yeah, you see, Digger Dog, you remember that the state used to do that, and they don't do that anymore, right? I wonder what happened to all that. But and then also on the highways here in California, especially along 5 freeway up and down the state, when you stop at rest stops, usually they have these like little I don't know what you call them, but almost like a bulletin board type deal, and they'll show like all the missing people or some of the missing people throughout the state, and even other states sometimes. And yeah, what up, Mark? We're hanging out, having a chat, man, and getting into the missing people right now. So yeah, those are some of the things that come up to mind when the topic comes up. And I've always been interested and always wanted to, get involved in helping in a search and stuff like that. And there was a lady up in Trinity County around Trinity Lake area that had gone missing, and I was somewhat in the area. I was a couple hours away, and I tried going, but that didn't work out. But yeah, no, I would like to, and I know I could. You could go to, like, I guess, to maybe the sheriff's office or something like that. There's places where you could go and maybe they'll accept volunteers and stuff like that. I've heard of things like that. But anyway, yeah. Um, so yeah, there was this case recently that Politis touched on. A guy from Orange County went up into Mono County, California, and I don't know if some of you have been there. Some of you maybe know about Mono County, and it's a trip because Mono, first of all, to me, speaking Spanish, yeah, search and rescue. There you go. Each county, right on. Um, and actually, Cal Fire was another thing when I was living up north in the mountains. Um, is another thing I wanted to get involved with, but just was always really busy. And I know people that do that, and eventually I'll be able to volunteer for some stuff like that. Um, so Mono County in Spanish, Mono, and in California there's a lot of places uh, that have Spanish names and stuff like that, right? Um, Mono in Spanish is one way of saying a monkey. And, a lot of us that are into the Bigfoot topic, when you hear places and things that are named monkey or ape or things like that, to us, or at least to me, Bigfoot comes to mind. And there's a famous video from Mono County. The Mono, you could look it up on YouTube. I think I even might have remixed it in the shorts. It's the Mono County Bigfoot. And they're at Mono Lake. It's in the 90s. Yeah, you remember that video, Digger Dog? Was it the one where hablas poquito español, Mark? That's good, bro. It's very important. Yeah, there was like some rocks, and it was a family at Mono Lake, and they were filming, the family or whatever, and behind there's these rocks, these trippy looking rocks, and this black figure creeps through the rocks. And I'm sure there's, the debunkers and all that. I found it to be a very interesting video, and I'm pretty much positive there's reports. I'm sure if you go online, you can find reports out of Mono County. And I want to check out Mono. I hear it's a pretty trippy place, so it's on my list. So the guy looks like it does, like a giant fur coat, huh? All black, jet black. Um, so I guess the guy was hiking on the John Muir Trail in the Southern Sierras out in Mono County somewhere. And the guy had a transponder, which is very important. I do recommend those gadgets when you're out in the field. And even though a lot of times I don't use them, I didn't use the ones that I had, really. I had every once in a while, I would take them into certain places, but there's a lot of places that I didn't use them. And even on private property where I would recommend using them, because these weird events do happen on private property also, right? Sometimes I would test it out at home, but I wouldn't wear it, and I'd go deep off into the woods there, and I could see how people, and it's happened to people that have gone missing or found dead on their own property, even, or on other people's property and stuff like that. There you go. You see, Digger Dog got some info on Mono Lake there. So the guy happened, yeah, been to Crater Lake. Yeah, but it's another hot spot there, actually. I got some weird footage from Crater Lake that's been posted here, and LIB, Long Island Bigfoot, it's funny. He named it the Iron Man because it was this I don't know. I thought it was a bird at first, but when I zoomed in and looked at the object, it shot from the top, the rim of the lake above me, where we were. We're at the rim of Crater Lake, and this thing came into the view of the camera, and I was panning around, getting a view of the lake. And when it went down, it went all the way down to the bottom of the lake. It just disappeared, and there was no splash of water or anything. It just vanished, and it was the weirdest thing. And yeah, Crater Lake is one of those places. I mean, you could go online also and find all types of weird stuff. There's 411 cases out of there, lots of Bigfoot activity. The vibes are thick there. I got a crazy one up, and I'll probably be some of these stories that will be popping up into my head. I have repeated before, but I'll bring them up just in case people haven't heard them. I got another crazy Crater Lake one. Wifey, the son, and I went to Crater Lake one time, and it was, I guess, during winter because it was a bunch of snow, man. There was walls of snow on the way up there, but the park was open. And greetings, Roger. And we decided to go do the cross country skiing. I wasn't trying to do that. I was just trying to check out spots around there and see if I could find anything weird, doing the thing that I do. But but I guess cross country skiing would be a good way to get around, right? And but I've never done it. And my son and wifey have done skiing before. They've done snowboarding, but I haven't done any of that stuff. I used to skateboard and stuff, and I'm pretty good at that, and caught a couple waves, so I could learn quick. But for some reason, those cross country skis, I couldn't even get out of the parking lot. I had them on, and it was just slippery. I was slipping and sliding, and it was just scary. And I'm clearing my throat here. Excuse me. So we make it up to the rim, and we see like the trail where you could start the skiing and stuff. And my son, he was kind of slipping around too, and he was up for it but kind of wasn't either. He was on my side. I didn't really want to do it. And so we get to the part where we are supposed to start the trail, and my son starts slipping down towards the edge of the crater to go overboard. He was about to go AWOL. It was the scariest thing, and that kind of sealed it. We tried a little bit after that, and it was a little bit difficult. They got ahead of me a bit, but I just kind of called it quits. But that moment right there was really scary for us, and that would have been all bad if he would have went over there. So I see how people could, like that, go missing and or have a tragic accident or whatever. But yeah, we'll be going back up there because I'm up in Oregon. I'm about an hour and a half to Crater Lake, so that's in the neighborhood. And then going kind of south of us from where we're at there is Mount Shasta. So we'll be doing more of those two places eventually. But I would like to go up with people who are interested in doing this stuff, get a little crew together and get up there, I've been up there. Actually, the Crater Lake, I have been with people. Haven't done overnight, though. So I definitely want to spend some time in there, and also Mount Shasta, do some overnights there. I kind of just do the pass-through thing. Shasta, I've done overnights, but we were in a cabin. I haven't done any tent camping there. But yeah, the Rogue River's around, and Applegate River. We're very near Applegate Lake. We're actually pretty much in the Applegate. So, and then Applegate Lake is another spot I want to go and do overnights with people as well, because that's where I found tracks. There's the Bigfoot trap there. There's and with those tracks, nearby those tracks, I found that teepee structure. So, and I found several other structures around near the lake that I didn't get to document, but I seen them from afar. So, so when I get back home, I'll be definitely hitting those spots. Yeah, fires were close to there, I bet. And yeah, the past few years that we've been up there, we had gotten, smoke from fires that were coming from California and up in the Oregon area. And yeah, you see, you too. You have a South Fork down there. I know that we have a South Fork in Southern Humboldt also. And when we're in Humboldt, man, we'd get those fires yearly too. There's videos, I think some videos I've posted also from some of the fires and crazy stuff. So prayers to everyone out there. And yeah, so we got Heather in here too. I'm not checking out chat. I'm just kind of flowing right here. And so anyway, going back to the guy. Hey, what's up? You guys give me a moment and take care of a customer here. You guys hang out and chat. And I'm gonna mute this here. Let's see. I'm gonna mute the mic. Boom, we're back. I work out. See, I was thinking if I get a customer, what am I? I'm not gonna hang up the live stream. I'm gonna keep going. So that didn't take too long. That was smooth. I'm glad that worked out. So Southern Sierras guy or Orange County guy goes missing. Southern Sierras had transponder. His wife was tracking him with the transponder, and then noticed that I guess he stopped moving, and so that alerted her, and she alerted authorities. And I guess I don't know. I guess they found him in a boulder field, I guess. And I got to go back and check out more of the details, but I guess Politis is considering it a 411 case. So I'm gonna dive more deep into that. But so check this out. If you guys remember, we recently went to the Los Padres National Forest, Sespe Wilderness, and I mentioned about the case of Mike Herdman, the firefighter from here, Arcadia, California, that mysteriously went missing there. I had posted his case on the community page, and you could look it up. And for some reason, I'm telling you, some of these cases, a lot of them really touched me, and some of them really, really touched me. And for some reason, this one did. And so if you get into the details, even like the police, police bulletin you could find on YouTube, I had shared that as well. Man, it was just, for me, it felt intense, and it makes you wonder, what happened, what really happened, and just why, why don't they say more? I wish they would say more, and just to bring awareness to people of what could happen out there, right? But so when we went out there, I was very aware of that case and had it in mind. I mentioned it in some of the videos and stuff. And we were also aware, and some of the guys that I mean, I would say most of the guys probably that I went with, I don't know if they're into the four. It doesn't seem they're too big onto the 411 or the paranormal, type of stuff. Although some of them have experienced some paranormal stuff. We're just sticking to Bigfoot. But when I get out there, I was sky watching. I was keeping my eyes open for anything, spirits, whatever. And so we were aware that this storm, they were calling it a hurricane, whatever, tropical storm from Baja was coming in and was going to come through Southern California, right? And so one of the things with the 411 phenomenon is the weather, right? Has played a role many times before and after. And and if you don't know what I'm talking about, I would recommend you check it out because it's pretty weird. And even before we took off, I did a little live stream mentioning about the weather and then the 411 phenomenon and just, all that. So come to find out, and we got to fact check this also, but according to Politis, the guy who went missing up in Mono, up in the Sierras here, went missing the day of the tropical storm, And that just tripped me out because here we are a few hours south in an area where this phenomenon has happened before. And I had in mind, right on Digger Dog, I have several of his books. I really like, I got the Hooper Project, which is really good. Um, and David lived up in Humboldt for a while. I've talked about that before. And there's been some of his talks where he's mentioned some stuff that he did, and I don't think a lot of people have touched on it. But I was surprised, and at the same time, not too surprised because he was living in that area. But it tripped me out what he said. But yeah, so that's why I like a lot of his information. I know a lot of people have been trying to pull his card, debunk him and stuff, and I don't care about. Actually, he gets some of my street cred, because if he did get in trouble for what he's done or whatever he's done, we found it. My brother and I found it funny, and for that he gets some hood credit. We thought it was funny. Um, and I won't mention it here. I'll leave it up to you guys to find out. You probably know what I'm talking about. But anyway, I respect his work and his information. And some people say some of his information is not all true, which brings me also to a friend of mine who I was with here recently up north. He was with the group of guys that we were with, and we were up north. I won't mention his name, just in case he doesn't want me saying it anyway. One of his friends had also gone missing here in Southern California. Um, and it was the fog basically ate him up. But according to my friend, and Politis had reported on it and considered it a 411 case. Um, but according to my my friend, he says it was just an accident. Just that, yeah, the fog did like eat him up, and for some reason the guy didn't come out of the fog. He was just like standing there. They watched him, and the fog came through, and later they found him at the bottom of a cliff. And so he's just thinking accident, but I'm thinking, well, why did the guy stay stuck there? I feel like something was maybe pulling him, or had him paralyzed there. Why didn't he get out of the fog? Why didn't he come back to his friends? It was just real weird, I thought. But according to my friend, it's not. It was just an accident. And so anyway, is Diesel in the house? What up, D? And so, yeah, that tripped me out that, we were out there, the storm happened, I had that in mind, and someone went missing a few hours north during that storm. And I don't know if the storm touched that far. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the weather did change up that way. Um, they said it was going to go up as far as Fresno, and I don't know if it did. And from Fresno, Mono is not too far. Yeah, that tripped me out. And so also, while we're also on the topic of SoCal and the Sespe Wilderness and Los Padres National Forest, and talking about all this, yesterday on Bigfoot Society, Jeremiah interviewed Austin, and Austin was with us out here in SoCal, and I did a little video on him because after the storm, we had gone up to camp to the top of the mountain. And if you guys, I don't know, this video only got a few views, but some of you might know what I'm talking about. Austin had gotten sick on the way up, and he was thinking it was maybe the bumpy ride and the switchbacks, because the road was gnarly on the way up, right? And we almost got to the top, or to the campsite, and we had to stop to let Austin out. He had to go throw up, and he wasn't feeling good. And I was thinking maybe, I don't know, he's hungover. I had no idea, but whatever. I was driving behind him. We waited. He felt a little better. We got to camp. And when we got to camp, Tate and the rest of the guys wanted to go to the thermal film site to check it out during the daytime, which we did. But Austin stayed behind at camp. And that's when I shot that little video, because I was like, you know what, dude, like, we just had this weather go through. You're in the Sespe Wilderness where this phenomenon has happened. We're about to leave you, because that's another thing, is where the point of separation, right? Someone doesn't feel good, or someone gets left behind, or is walking ahead, ahead or too far behind, and those people seem to go. And so, yeah, sorry, I'm not paying attention to chat, but yeah, so I shot that little video, and I told Austin too. I was like, "Hey, man, you better be here when we get back," And thank God he was, and so all that was happening, and so Austin got his interview with Bigfoot Society yesterday, explaining how he got all into this, because he's not a hardcore Bigfooter, but he's been out with some pretty well-known people and to some pretty well-known spots, and he's just been in for the ride. And so his interview was pretty cool cat, real humble and chill dude, and a serious dude. He doesn't seem to play around, and to me tells the truth, right? And so he was there during the thermal sighting with Tate as well, so that's why he was doing the interview. But anyway, so he's doing his interview, and in the chat, Bigfoot Society chat, someone, I forget, I believe your name was Lalo, and I forget the last part of your name, but we were talking about Sespe Wilderness and all that, and it's a big wilderness. I was hearing it was like on the lower 48 states. I think it's number 4 of one of the biggest spaces with no roads, and it's in being near to one of the biggest metropolitan areas also. So it's a big space. And so this guy in chat, we're talking, and he mentioned about he's like, do you know about the Sespe Six Toes? And I was like, what? Sespe Six Toes? What do you mean? Is this something out of Sespe Wilderness? And he's like, yeah. He's like, that the natives there, he was talking, I believe the Chumash Indians have talked about by Kachuma Lake. And Kachuma Lake, I got to talk to my mom, because there's some areas that we've gone to and camped as kids, and I'm not clear on certain places. But Kachuma Lake rings a bell for sure. And it's Santa Barbara County, and that is part of, I guess, the Sespe Wilderness as well. as well. My throat's all groggy, been smoking all morning. So this guy was telling me about this, and he's saying that it's a giant that the natives talk about that is behind Kachuma Lake, and I guess apparently it has 6 toes. And so I'm wondering if it's more of like a mountain giant type thing, or a Sasquatch, a Bigfoot type deal, because there is Bigfoots in the area. I believe they're all the way up and down here. And check out Small Town Monsters, man. They've been Eli's been doing a lot of good things in Southern California. I really like some of the information he's been tapping into, and they got their own style of doing things, so it's pretty cool. And there's one episode, the Southern Sierras also episode, Bigfoot by the border, I think was another one, or something like that. Bigfoot at the border. All the Southern California episodes, I mean, have been really informative and have been touching on a lot of things. And I was talking about Gorman, and once again, going into the Sespe, we had to go in through the town of Gorman. And on the way out, when we did this little expedition, I stopped, or that was on the way down from Humboldt this last time, I stopped in Gorman. And because I had heard stuff a few years back about Gorman, and come to find out, what was it? STM did a thing. So Eli touched on Gorman, and I was checking out some of their videos lately, and I guess I had missed that. And then I had heard through Politis also that Gorman had some things going on, and several other people. And and sure enough, yeah, so there's Bigfoot activity. There's been Bigfoot and I'm sure other stuff. And they say all along the 5 freeway. So they're thinking that they're crossing the freeway to get from the Southern Sierras down to these areas, these mountain ranges, and back and forth, I guess. So yeah, pretty cool stuff, very interesting. So some more information there on Gorman, you guys. And it was funny, we got trapped in, we had to find somebody to come let us out of the national park there. It was weird. We were gonna try to sneak out somehow, because we didn't think there was no one around, and we had to drive around a bit, and eventually found someone, and they let us out. But anyway, so that's a little bit of some giant stuff, and some missing 411 stuff for you there. And so coming up here, speaking of giants as well, we're gonna do a little hopefully it all works out real soon here, a little expedition out to Catalina Island, which I've never been to. My brother's actually been out there, and Yeah, the Sespe, and there's some hot springs out in the Sespe also, so there might be the same hot springs we're talking about here. And I'm all about hot springs, so I'm definitely gonna find those and check those out one of these days. Um, Catalina, Catalina is known for several things. And once again, the Chumash Indians come up, and there's another tribe, I believe, I don't know the name exactly, that were known in Catalina also, but some of the neighboring islands and Channel Islands. I want to bring that up too because UFOs, it's a hotspot for UFOs. Catalina Island is also known for UFOs, and obviously, you guys have seen that Southern California. And Catalina is not too far off of Long Beach, which is not too far from here also. Um, they found also giant bones there. You could look that up online. There's several things. I've been looking into it more. Um, have you been, Steve Wolf? I've never been, man. I one time we went whale watching. I think we were in. What it was like. It was seventh or eighth grade. We're in school here in SoCal, and we took actually the train at the time. This is years back, and the train was around. It was new at the time, and we took it all the way to Long Beach and went whale watching. But I think we might have went around Catalina. I'm not exactly sure, but so I'm excited about that, and we will be doing some recording. There's several places I've been to. That's wild, man. The '80s were wild, bro. So you're probably here when the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez was around doing his thing. There's some scary moments during the '80s. Let me tell you. I think I might still suffer some PTSD possibly from the '80s and '90s out here, um, and I'm serious. So anyway, yeah, the Giants in Catalina. If you guys interested in Giants, check that out. You could YouTube some stuff, and I know they have a. I think they have a little museum I've seen that possibly might have some pictures and information about these giants. And I've been I've been digging in, and I guess been hearing about the guy who was digging up a lot of this stuff, and I guess you kind of portray him as a shady character, which doesn't surprise me, but. Yeah, and I've also heard that a lot of these bones, obviously the Smithsonian came in, and a lot of the bones got thrown over into the ocean. So that's interesting. Um, oh yeah, the earthquakes also, huh? Can't forget about those. And we had an earthquake during that tropical storm that we had here in the national forest. The day after, headed up the mountain. You guys seen those boulders that we had to move out of the way, and that was pretty scary. Some scary moments there, but we pushed through. And so anyway, yeah. So we'll be looking for these anything to do with giants if we do make it to the island. And on the way there, we'll be checking for USOs and UFOs. And also while we're on the island, and I'm sure there's paranormal activity going on the island. Um, and we'll just see how far we could penetrate. I'm gonna be with some special people. We'll see what they got planned, and we'll just kind of cruise with them. But we'll try to sneak out and get some footage. Um, and what are you guys saying here? Cool, man. I see you, Wolf. Let's see who's coming in here. I might have to pause you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna pause you guys for a second. What's up? How's it going, bro? How you doing?
Where's Mr. Steve? Not here?
Not here, bro.
What time is he coming?
I have no idea. I haven't spoken to him today.
Get a hold of that guy, man.
All right, I'll let him know.
Tell him.
Okay, cool, man. Looking for my brother. And he is not here. Who knows where he's at? I don't worry. I opened up shop, got here a few minutes late. It's all good, but it was cool because next door we have a barber lady, and my nephew has been coming to get his haircut. So my sister, my nephew, and my grandma were here this morning, so I got to see them again, and that's always nice. And Granny, I could talk to Grandma about all this. We talk about all this stuff. She's very knowledgeable with her life experience, and she's very much in tune. And I love listening to her insight on all these things. So shout out to Granny. And so yeah, what else? And I heard about this green door You're damn right, dog, man. This green door on Catalina Island. I don't know if anyone knows anything about that. They're saying that these people have ran into this green door, and sometimes it'll be on the side of a hill or a wall, and it just kind of appears in certain places. And people have said to have peered through this door. I don't know if they opened it or what, but on the other side, it was just like all black space, like some other realm type deal. So is it like a portal? Came to mind. I don't know. So we'll be looking for this green door. And yeah, anything else you guys could think of out of Catalina or on the way there? I know Long Beach has the Queen Mary. Who knows? Maybe we could get at least some footage from outside. I know they started the tours again that you do have to pay for. And if we're lucky, we've been trying to plan, we've always wanted, I've done a walkthrough of the Queen Mary, but at that time we didn't have cell phones, so I couldn't record anything. And nothing paranormal did happen, but I've always been aware of the activity in the Queen Mary. Some say that, there's nothing going on, but I think there is. So it would be nice to check that out. So that should be nearby, and I'm sure Long Beach has a bunch of stuff. But who knows? We'll be diving into all that. But Catalina, y'all, stay tuned. That should be fun. Hopefully we get it'd be cool to get a USO, see those things go in the water. Yeah, so little chat today for you guys. Hope everyone's doing well. Oh, Oregon Vortex. Do they have a vortex? Where's that one at? We had one it was in northern Mendocino, but southern Humboldt, going past southern Humboldt, there's one of those mystery spots. Used to work the Catalina shuttle. Wow, Steppenwolf, right on, dude. That's cool. Is there anything you think we should check out or do while we're there? Please let us know in the comments here, or even after the video. You could feel free to put any tips or tricks or anything we should do while we're out there. And I'm praying this trip goes through, because it should be fun. And excuse me if I missed anything. If there's anything important I missed, you guys leave a message or get a hold of me somehow. And we got the Discord. Also, if you guys want to join, I'll put that in the community page. I know I've been doing that. I'm going to keep doing that repeatedly in case anyone wants to join there, share videos, share all types of stuff. What's the name of the place with the green door? It's on Catalina Island, Damien K. And we're going to be checking it out soon. Hopefully we make it to the island. We'll be looking for that green door. Lots of UFOs on Catalina. UFO hunters did a thing there. You can find a bunch of stuff on YouTube and online. Gold Hill, all right, dude. So that's near me. That's not too far. I got to check that out. And I want to check out the Oregon caves too. I want to be doing some traveling more. So we'll be doing that and checking out you guys. It'd be cool to, check out where you guys are at. Yeah, that's off the coast of California here, Damien. It's called Catalina Island. Just check it out. I'm sure if you type up Mysteries of Catalina Island, some videos should pop up. Yeah, let's see what else. Anything special going on, you guys let me know. Tap in, leave a message. Thank you for joining. And yeah, anything else interesting pops up, maybe we'll do another little live stream. Yeah, I want to check you out there in Utah, man, for sure. We'll be doing some stuff, man. That's the goal, is to hit the road and be doing all this, taking care of the shop, hitting the road, doing all types of stuff, meeting up with you guys and just working on all types of projects and stuff and doing some fun stuff. So that's all in the works, you guys. So you guys be ready and stay blessed. Have a great weekend. We'll be tapping in. We'll go check outside right now, see if any, I'll take you guys out really quick here. I need to get my shades on. We'll take a quick peek outside and see how the conditions are. It's really hot. Like I said, it's up in the 90s. there's some air traffic. We'll see if anything zooms by this one. Sometimes you'll get flybys. Yeah, you guys share your links too. Share your channel. If you got a channel or got some cool links to share, feel free to post. Right on, Digger Dog. Have a great day. Yeah, the stream. Whoa, look at voice crack. The stream's pretty much over. I'm just doing a quick little pan just to see if anything happens to pop up. But I'm sure we'll get some activity today. I feel it. Saturday. All right, y'all. One love. We out.